All right, welcome back to the Attack the Rack YouTube channel. This is the Attack the Rack podcast with myself and Big Mo. We come to you every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Tomorrow, Sunday morning, 9 a.m., we've got week one of the NFL Pick Show coming out with our guests or our expert pickers, Chad Zagar and Peter Hunsberger. Every week, they make three picks, NFL picks. And each week we keep a tally on who's doing better, keep track of their correct picks. And at the end of the season, we will have a winner. And then at 10 a.m. on Sunday, Prop Bet Pete, he comes right back and he gives us three prop bets for the NFL. Obviously, this week it'll be for week one. Also want to remind everybody, we will continue to do the podcast Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Nothing changes there, but we do have an adjustment to our daily lineup show. Since we started doing that the first week of July, we were always doing Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We are now going to change that, and we're going to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday instead. And then my Monday morning live show that I was doing on Mondays is going to move to Friday mornings. That will start next week. So, friendly reminder on that.
Guys, every family party or social event needs something special. Bubba's Bounce House Rentals, LLC can do that for you. They provide inflatable bounce houses and water slides on top of great service in the West Michigan Lakeshore area. Call Bounce Master Sam at 616-485-0257 today and mention Attack the Rack to get $25 off your next rental. Also, find Bubba's Bounce House Rentals, LLC on Facebook. Bubba's Bounce House Rentals. All we rent is fun.
Hey, Curt, last week you bolted out of our podcast, a little get together. You had somewhere you were running to, man. What was, where were you headed? And
yeah, I had to head out for my fantasy football draft.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, came right down to the wire. I was in charge of picking up the pizza on the way.
Oh, sure.
So time had become an issue, and yes, we did kind of have to wrap things up quickly last week so I could get to my fantasy football draft.
Sure. And how'd it go?
Well, I think okay. Preseason rankings came out, and I was, what was I? I think I was middle of the pack, fifth, maybe fourth or fifth. So the nice thing is I wasn't first, because traditionally whoever our preseason number one ranked team is typically does not do so well. In fact, last year's number one preseason ranking finished dead last, least amount of points in the entire league.
Whoa.
So, and it just basically how we do that is everyone submits their rankings and then compile it all. First place vote is worth, well, because you can't include yourself. So you're ranking 9 of the 10, you take yourself out. And then first place votes are worth 9. Second place votes are worth 8. Third place votes are worth 7, so on and so forth. And I can't remember if I was fourth or fifth. I think it was fourth preseason. So, we do auction style draft. We started doing that about 5 years ago now, I would say. I was quite opposed to it, but I think it's really cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it makes it a little more interesting probably because you're not just going down the order and picking and a little bit of skill and talent involved in this, I bet.
Well, there is, because now you're managing, you get $200 and you got to manage that. You got to fill your entire roster. You have to get 20 players. And it won't let you literally have to get 20 players. Yeah. So it automatically calculates as you're going through, what is the max bid you can make on your next bid, with still leaving enough where you can at least spend $1 on the rest of the spots.
Fill a roster spot, sure.
Yeah. So I ended up with a couple Lions, Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I really wanted to get Rodgers or Cousins. I mean, obviously, I really wanted Mahomes, or I really wanted Josh Allen, or I really wanted Lamar, but that's not always realistic. I thought realistically I thought I had a good chance of getting Rodgers and Cousins, and I was just didn't have enough money left at that juncture to I got outbid on those guys. So and probably probably paid a little bit more for Jared Goff. We got a lot of Lions fans in our league, and so
Yeah.
we kind of call it the Lions tax. Lions players go for more than what they're probably worth. So I probably outpaid a little bit for Goff, but I like it. I like him. I think the last year and a half, statistically wise, he has been just as good as anybody in the NFL. He's so good indoors, at home. 14 indoor games this year during the regular season. So I am pretty happy with that. And then I got Kelsey at tight end. I got two other really good receivers. I got Jefferson from Minnesota, and then I got what's the guy's name from the Rams? Pukanua, or however you say his name.
The sophomore.
Yeah.
Sophomore season.
I really like my receiving core, and then I got ETN as probably my top running back, and then I'm hoping for a little bit of a rebirth of Austin Eckler, because that's who my second running back is going to have to be. So
that might be a little questionable there, huh?
Yeah. But when you do the auction and you're working with a budget and you get, you only have so much you can spend. I just kept getting outbid for guys. So, but I'm pretty pleased. I'm excited about it. I got, Kelsey last night. I had him play. It always makes the games a little bit more funner when you've got more fun to watch when you've got one of your
you got some players playing in it.
So
get a little something on the line, sure.
Well, and I got here actually, and I got Bucker too. So Kelsey only got me 1 point, the 3 catches, and then Bucker got me 9 points, 2 field goals and 3 extra points. So so we'll see. But speaking of Travis Kelsey and Harrison Butker, they were part of a winning Kansas City Chiefs game, Kansas City Chiefs team last night, 27-20 victory over the Baltimore Ravens. Not the prettiest of games.
First game of the year. Should have been it was a barn burner. Came down to the last play, really, right?
Yeah, competitive. Yeah, well, no, true, very true. Competitive game, just kind of sloppy, I thought.
Well, yeah, remember, nobody's playing preseason, so you really don't have a chance to get any of those cobwebs off the old play sheet and playing or whatever. And are we still certain that his toe is out of bounds?
Man, that was so close. I don't know. I mean,
I'm sticking with my man Lamar. We're sticking to the story. His foot was in, not out of bounds. Should have been tied up.
Because Lamar had such a great angle on it. I know. Are the Ravens fans and are they trying to say that?
I just saw. I think it was Lamar just in the press conference just said he's sticking with it, that it should have been a touchdown. His foot was in. So on the slow motion stuff, it looks like it's out of bounds.
Yeah, and again, I mean, with it being like you have to have 100% evidence to overturn.
Yeah.
Right? So,
what did they end up calling it? I didn't stay up for the whole game. I
watched
the first 3 quarters.
Oh, did they call it out of bounds right away?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure either. I didn't sleep.
Come on.
But either way, they'll get it right. I mean,
yeah, you would think so. For the most part, they're probably getting 99% of those things right. So, no, probably sloppy. I don't think Lamar wasn't his best. He didn't throw the ball very well.
No. 20, what was he? 26 of 41.
Yeah.
But he did throw for 273 yards, but 41 pass attempts. Come on.
Yeah, no, that's too many. I thought what was Derrick Henry's stats on that final? You got his stats in front of you?
13 carries, 46 yards. So he's got to be more like 18 carries, doesn't he?
No, I would think 20.
Well, Of course, but I'm just saying with his age, there's got to be some realistic expectations. But
Well, maybe I think he still needs 18 to 20, and
yeah,
maybe you don't want to wear him out this early. Obviously, it's a long season. I get it, but they got to be able to control that line of scrimmage a little better. And
yeah.
Lamar had Brad. What did Lamar end up rushing with? Because he was running all over the place.
Yeah, he ran for 122 yards. So, but again, obviously, I'm a big Coach Jason Brown fan. I mean, I like hearing his analytics of breaking down quarterback play, and he has never been a fan of Lamar Jackson as a quarterback. He thinks he's
Yeah.
one heck of a player, one heck of an athlete, great dude. But when it comes to actual quarterback play, his style of play, according to Jason Brown, is it's just not a winning formula. You can't win playing that way. And I mean, last night is evidence, right? I mean, he combined for 400 yards on his own, and they got a loss.
Yeah, but they're on the road
percentage wise,
against
he's got too many of those yards of rushing, and not enough of them are passing.
Yeah, they're on the road. They're playing the Super Bowl. Probably the team picked to probably win it again. Probably the highest odds on the road. I don't know if Kansas.
Well, they're one of the top 3 or 4 odds.
I think the most money was coming in on Kansas City.
Okay,
I think the third was the Lions. And
actually, I think the Ravens were third. I think the Lions were fourth. I'm not sure the order, but ahead of the Lions, I think was Ravens, Niners, and Chiefs.
Okay. So I mean, it doesn't look the prettiest. I mean, I don't know what do you think Lamar's overall record is for the past 6 years he's been starting quarterback?
Around 500, maybe a little over 500.
Oh, really? Wow.
Or,
Really?
or do you think significantly over 500?
I think he's significantly over 500. I think he's just
Well,
had trouble. He's had trouble winning in the playoffs.
Well, he's had trouble staying healthy too. Last year he was healthy, but I think the previous 2 seasons he only played like half the games.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think Derrick Henry has to be more of a factor. They got to give him at least 5 to 10 more carries than he got. That will help. I wish I would have. I can't remember how many rushes it took Lamar to get to that 122. Granted, a lot of them are just him making a play on his own. It's not like it's a quarterback
called run. Well, right. He's 62 and 24 as a starter.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Holy cats! Yeah. But nothing in the playoffs when it matters.
Not as much. No, not as much. I mean, I played in the conference finals last year against the Chiefs, right? Again, the Super Bowl team beat them, and it took really 2 bad plays by Flowers that probably cost him that game. That probably wasn't even his fault. So
true.
I agree that in fact he doesn't look like a QB. He doesn't play like a QB all the time. But every QB is a little bit different, right? Tom Brady's probably the authentic throwback passing quarterback.
Yeah.
Then you still have some others out there that have been, probably. Well, did the Eagles win it a couple years ago, or no?
Yeah, they.
Yeah. So and he's not a sit back and throw it type of guy, right? They added in some zone read with him, and he probably doesn't run as Lamar.
They didn't. Sorry, they won it prior to Jalen Hurts, but with Jalen Hurts, they made it to the Super Bowl.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So I mean,
they won it back with when Doug Peterson was coach.
Watching last night, Kansas City was the better team.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. It's just it just seems like why are the Chiefs? Well, the Chiefs just seem to not have the offensive weapons outside of Mahomes and Kelsey, but then he got rookie, welcome to the NFL, Xavier Worthy, 2 touchdowns.
How fast is that? That's how fast was he?
Oh yeah, yeah. Watch out, Tyreek Hill. You might have somebody on your heels.
You got you.
So yeah, we'll see. I mean, that's a huge. I mean, even though they were playing at home, they're playing. A lot of people's. Top 3 teams in the AFC. Most people would probably say the Ravens are one of the top 3 teams in the AFC, and they beat them. So Mahomes, you look at his, he threw for 291, but so much more efficient, 20 and 28. So he got his 291 only on 28 attempts.
Yeah.
So
definitely not, and I think if you run Henry a little bit more, yeah, he's definitely not the typical quarterback, and then your game plan has to adjust around that a little bit. But
yeah,
I still think he's obviously has the ability to win. He's got a good team behind him. You're playing on the road, first game.
yeah.
I mean that place was obviously decked out Kansas City. I mean, it was red everywhere.
Yeah.
So to walk out of there, probably should have been a tie game. Probably should have went to OT. You're 1 inch away, but not or a half inch away from going on the road and beating a Super Bowl contender. If I'm the Ravens, I feel pretty good.
Yeah, and you got John Harbaugh as your coach, phenomenal coach.
No, of course.
So, all right.
So hey, talking about the Chiefs though, even though I think I had the Ravens, I picked the Ravens.
Yeah, you picked the Ravens to win the AFC.
Yeah. But I like it. I like lose early, come back late. I like that.
It's not a bad loss. I mean, they, like you said, they barely lost on the road to the defending Super Bowl champions. It's not a bad loss.
No. And so they're one of my favorites. They're in my top probably 3 right now. But so speaking of top 3, my thought was getting to the top 3. Let's switch it over a little bit and say the top 3 favorite places you hate to visit, Curt.
Okay, so you want to get into our favorite 3, but you want to say top. You want to change it to top 3.
Yeah, we'll get into our favorite 3.
Okay.
Well, yeah, so favorite 3, but kind of switch it, slide it, bend it a little bit over to.
Okay. Well, you had prepped me for this earlier in the day, and I thought you had mentioned it would being like, not necessarily. It could be least favorite places to go, or least favorite things to do.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Okay, because that's more the route I took.
Yeah, wide open.
All right, so we'll get into our favorite 3 right now, but instead of favorite 3, we're going to switch it to top 3 this week. Yeah. Top 3 least favorite things to do or go to. Yes. Okay, all right. Well,
sounds good.
This is your thing. You can kick it off. What do you got?
Well, I not that I want to do it in any order, but I do want to get my top one out of the way. Okay. And I'm sure people can resonate with this, Curt. Yeah. The dentist office. Whew, that is like the worst place to visit because no matter what happens, there's no good news.
Yeah.
Nothing good comes out of the dentist office, I think. Even if you just go in for a cleaning, there's something on the back burner. You better watch that.
It's like taking your car to the mechanic.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's always something looming in the background. You better watch it. So, no good news. Don't like it.
All right.
Dentist office.
All right. Well, mine actually, the one I'm going to start with here actually is kind of fits into the least places you like to go, but also kind of parlays into one of the least things I like to do. And that's I least favorite thing I like to do is wait in line. But when I was thinking that, I was specifically thinking of waiting in line at the gas station, which is one of my least favorite places to go. I cannot stand waiting in line, period, let alone at the gas station. I would say 98.75% of the time that I am waiting in line at a gas station, I have a customer in front of me who's buying 14 different scratch-off tickets and turning in 4 to 6 that were winners. And that process takes quite a while. And for some reason, that customer always ends up right in front of me, if not 2 customers in front of me doing the scratch-off lottos.
Sure, this might be a weird question.
Yes.
Well, what the hell are you doing going into a gas station?
Well, because of my and hey, Upside, if you're out there and you're hearing this and you wanna sponsor the program or sponsor one of our segments, you just let me know. I use the Upside app, and so actually no, I don't think I need to go in to do that. But with my Speedy Rewards, I got to go in and type in my number, my phone number to get my Speedy rewards at
A
Speedway.
discount like on the gas?
Yeah.
Oh, really? You can't do that on the, you better double check that. I think you could do that on the gas pump itself.
Well, I've looked and I've tried and I couldn't figure it out. So
Okay.
and I like to prepay. I know the number that I want to spend, and I have to have an even number. You know me,
That is
right?
it is true. True. Okay.
Oh.
All right. That makes a little more sense because I usually just prepay at the pump, turn it on, let it go,
Yeah.
clicks, you're done. And I don't know the last time I've been in a gas station except for maybe to get a coffee.
No, if it wasn't for my concern that I need to go in and type in my phone number to get my rewards and get my 5 cents off a gallon and deal with my whole Upside app, then maybe I would do that. But
All right, good one, good one.
speaking of that, hey, I over the past couple of years I've sent out my Upside promo link, because if I send that out to somebody and then they start using it, I get 1 cent per gallon that they pump.
Oh,
And over the last couple of months, I've got somebody's been using it. Like I haven't sent the link out in a long time. And all of a sudden I started getting notifications that you're getting X amount of cash back from one of your. So who's ever got my
whoever's
link
using it.
and is
Not
using
me.
it, huge
Not me,
thank
Curt.
you. Huh?
Not me. I use, I find I use either Meyer or Shell myself.
Yeah, but how much do but you gotta, if you go, I mean, there's only one Speedway around where we live that uses Upside. So at Speedway, you get 5 cents off a gallon. And then with Upside at Speedway, you get 10 cents cash back per gallon.
Per gallon. So you get
So basically you're getting 15 cents off a gallon when you go to Speedway. At either of those places, with everything that you combine, are you getting 15 cents off a gallon?
So at Myers is usually a little less expensive, I think. So I get 10 cents back from them.
Okay, so I'm
10
still,
cents
I'm
off.
still winning.
Shell usually is 15.
15?
Yeah, through the T-Mobile, usually there's a special.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or I'm filling up at Sam's or Costco, and they're usually 10 to 15 cents cheaper than those places, if not a little more.
Still not 15. So
It's about 15.
why don't you
more.
start paying a little bit closer attention to what you're getting back, and then why don't you hop on Upside, and then I can start making cash back on your purchases.
As much as I drive, that might make you rich.
I know. I agree. But anyway.
Anyway, back to the top 3 places we don't like to visit.
Yes.
Curt, I'm a big guy. I consider myself pretty strong, but I cannot stand getting my blood drawn.
Oh, you can't. I know you can't.
Do not like the look of a needle. Not a place I want to be, even though I will give a shout out. I don't know the name of the place. Some diagnostic laboratory up in Standale. Lady was taking my blood about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there chit-chatting. Me and two lovely women were going back and forth, and all of a sudden it was over. Never even felt the needle in here. Yeah. Wow. I was like, "Are you done?" She's like, "Yep, took it, done." I never even noticed. So shout out to her.
Well, you probably tried every trick in the book, but all I do is I just turn and I don't look. And then, there's a little poke, and then it's just a half-second poke, and then the pain goes away, and then you're not looking at it. And I usually end up making it in and out of there pretty harmlessly.
Yeah. I just feel it, and then I tend to look, and then I see the blood filling up, and it just sends me into a tizzy.
Yeah. Don't look.
Yeah. I can't avoid it.
All right, my second one's more of a, again, thing. My last two things that I don't like to do. One of them is put bed sheets on the bed.
Oh.
So I hate that. I absolutely hate it. I hate it. Especially the first sheet, the one with the elastic on.
Elastic, yeah.
Oh, I hate it. Can't stand it. Cannot stand it. And then I can't. And then the sheet that goes on top of it, trying to get it all even, and on both sides, I just I can't stand it. I hate it.
Just a pain. Just a pain.
So my second one is things I hate to do. Yeah, re-sheeting a bed.
That sounded like the other word. Just saying. Just saying. All right, my third thing, and all this probably came about because I've got to have my wisdom teeth out next Friday. And I'm already like sweating over it. Because it just sounds awful.
It's not. You can't feel a thing. Yeah.
What's that?
You can't feel a thing.
The dude said he's just going to put a shot in there and then pull them out.
Yeah.
That cannot feel good. So,
He's
here's the other thing. I don't mind my third one. I don't mind doctors. I don't mind hospitals. Okay. You know what I can't stand though?
What?
The smell of the freaking hospital.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind going in and doing whatever I got to do as long as it's not giving blood. But when you enter a hospital, it always has like this smell of like,
yeah,
you shouldn't be here.
I agree. Well, how would you describe that? It does. It gives you a feeling of like this is just isn't good.
No, something bad's about to happen. Exactly. So, don't like it. Don't like going there. Don't mind the people. People are usually pretty nice, but don't like the place itself.
All right, my third one. I hate having to call to get information or make an appointment or ask a question. Cannot stand it. Gives me anxiety. Just yeah, I can't stand it. But yet at the same time, I can't get it out of my head until I actually make it.
It's like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Get them.
So
yeah, I think that worked out pretty good, Curt.
Yeah. So top three instead of favorite three. We can do that, whatever. It don't matter. It can be top three, favorite three. Or we could have called it this week least favorite three. We could have went that route too.
Could have. Being an English guy, you should have thought about that in the pre-programming.
Yeah.
Pre-game.
Today, we're obviously recording this on Friday, coming out Saturday morning at 9 a.m. So 3 hours from the posting of this show, kickoff from the big house. Number 3, Texas comes to number 10, University of Michigan. I believe Texas, last I checked, is a 7-point favorite. What do you think Michigan? I mean, well, first of all, do you like Michigan's chances at all? And if you do, if you're kind of on the fence, what do you think Michigan, what do we need to see from Michigan to get a big W Saturday, high noon against the number 3 Texas Longhorns?
Yeah. Should be a fun Saturday morning in Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
Game day, bar stool, all sorts of things going on.
Yeah.
Early season showdown.
Yeah.
I do like Michigan with the points. I think it is 7.5 some places. So
okay,
out there and you want to.
So you like Michigan to cover, or do you like Michigan?
Well, I prefer. I would say I think they have the ability to.
They need the
percentages probably cover better, but
okay.
I worry about their offense. Texas is pretty balanced. I think we mentioned yesterday in the show. I think there's a nice comparison, maybe, of Michigan last year to Texas this year.
Sure.
And I'm not sure we're quite there offensively yet, unless they were really holding some things back.
Yeah.
I either think one of the quarterbacks has to play really well because they're going to have to make some plays. Like they're not going to be able to be a total game manager. They're going to have to make 2 or 3 big time throws, decisions, and plays. I think the defense can hold us in there for a little bit, but at some point you still got to score points.
Yeah.
You can't win 0-0. So got to have a couple big plays out of the quarterback. And then I think they got to find a way to get both running backs on the field to be more dangerous.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, what do you think rushing? I mean, I'd like to see Edwards get over 100 yards. I think that would be key. and then kind of combine maybe for 250 rush yards between the two of them, 200 rush yards.
I think there just needs to be a combination of because I think if you could play both at the same time a little bit, you could get some rushing and maybe take a little bit of pressure off Edwards.
Yeah.
I feel like when he's in the game, everybody knows he's probably getting the ball.
Yeah,
If
true.
we're not going to hand it off to him, then we're trying to throw it to him as a check down.
Yeah.
Or running maybe some type of swing type pass. So I think if you get both Mullins and him on the field, at least you make the defense have to guess a little more. Because we don't have that go-to receiver yet besides Loveland. So I think that might open some lanes, open the door, because then you can't focus on what's going on. So whether they combine for like 150 and 50 yards receiving or 200 total yards combined passing, receiving, rushing.
Yeah.
I think they just got to be more of a weapon together, which will help Edwards out. So
sure. All right. Well, hey, I would say we're probably about halfway through the program here, Ryan, which that means it is time for our halftime adjustment, brought to us by Realtor Ryan. Ryan Kruitoff has been in real estate for over 20 years, and he can help you with all your real estate needs. Realtor Ryan has helped me in my journey into learning more about real estate and all the opportunities that fall under that umbrella. Whether you are looking to buy a home, sell your home, or even possibly look into investment properties and getting into the rental business, ring Realtor Ryan. All right, adjustment. Big Mo, I've got one. I'm getting a little bit. The reason that this popped into my head is, I don't think the Detroit Tigers legitimately have a shot at winning the wild card. But for the last week and a half, they've been floating around 4.5 games out, 5 games out. Right now, they're 5 games out. Again, as of Friday, as we're recording this, it'd be nice to be able to watch them play. I have YouTube TV. Bally Sports is not part of YouTube TV. If I want to watch the Tigers, I need to buy the Bally Sports app, pay for their subscription service. That drives me nuts. The same thing with, and luckily I really don't have a desire to watch the Detroit Pistons because they're so bad, but the same thing would be for the Pistons. Pistons, Bally Sports not being part of YouTube TV. If I want to watch the Pistons game, I need to pay for the Bally Sports app. Same thing with, hockey, right? Hockey goes that route as well. My concern is that NFL is next, and where it's all going to be, you have to buy and pay for an app or a streaming service or a network app to be able to watch the NFL. I think this all needs to be adjusted. It needs to be simplified. And what we need is somebody with an infinite amount of money, maybe like a Jeff Bezos or an Elon Musk, somebody with an infinite amount of money. They need to buy up all the contracts for the major sports, NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, and NHL. And obviously, you and I, we've been getting into the WNBA this year, but that would fall under the NBA contract. Someone needs to buy up all of it. And then, sure, go the app route, go the streaming service route, and allow us for $10 a month to have access to all the games, right? All the games. So my halftime adjustment is, can we adjust to how chaotic everything is and confusing everything is right now? Simplify it. I understand we're moving on to a new era. It's not just network television anymore. So let's kind of concede and say, okay, but instead of having to purchase this streaming service to watch these games and this streaming service to watch these games, can we get somebody with an infinite amount of money to buy it all up, control it all, $10 a month, we're good to go. That's my halftime adjustment for this week, Big Mo.
Nice. through your halftime adjustment, I like totally lost my train of thought of what I was going to go to. But I mean, the problem, I would pay for the NFL. I pay for the red zone type of thing. I don't know if that's different. I wouldn't pay for baseball. I wouldn't pay for hockey probably.
Well, I wouldn't probably either, but I'm just saying if it's all part of one entity, it's just so much more simple and so much easier.
I guess. No, I would wonder that'd be interesting. Do you know what Bally's paid for to be able to broadcast the Tigers broadcast?
What they pay?
Yeah, like what they paid. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see because they can't be making money.
No, I thought they were going under.
Yeah, they got it because who's paying to watch who's paying to watch the Tigers? Anybody?
Yeah. Or let's just go back and do how it used to be, where Fox, whatever the network is, every night they're part of every single cable package, and they're just on. The problem is YouTube TV doesn't have Bally Sports.
No, I know.
More than likely, if Bally Sports was on YouTube TV, then
you'd probably watch a couple games.
Right. Well, I wouldn't. Yeah. I wouldn't have this whole need for this big major adjustment. It wouldn't even cross my mind.
Well, yeah. Hey, I don't see that happening because I think the NFL's got to make a buttload of more money than maybe baseball and.
Well, they all make an insane.
They all make a ton of money, don't they?
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah.
All right, halftime adjustment. I think just because you in sports, I'm going to go something different. But
yeah,
I just had my oil change.
I love how you're you have a common theme with some cars or something.
Half that's my fault because I probably don't know enough about cars. But the place calls me and they're like, "Hey, got your oil change done. The car looks good, except we suggest this, and this." And I was like, "Hold on, this is like a car I just purchased, not brand new, it's used. Just used, no, a month." And I'm like, well, that's the same stuff they were just telling me I needed to change on my older car. And I'm like, can you just check to make sure you're not reading the stuff on my previous car? Because I take it to the same place because I trust them and they do a good job. And the guy's like, yeah, it's this car. And I go, no, it's the same car, but it's a different version. Same year, same car, but a little different version. And I think the abruptness of this guy's conversation, I think not after I said different, it's a same car, same year, but a different version.
Yeah.
Or model. The guy kind of paused and I was like, I think they just were trying to get me.
Probably
trying to get me to change, switch out everything just to make a few more bucks. And so maybe my change, my adjustment, maybe means I got to learn more about the simple task of a car.
Sure.
Or there's got to be something out there that's just an easy way to be like I would love to just take my car into somebody else and be like, hey, what do you think needs to be changed right now?
Yeah.
And just see what they list off to see if they're somewhat similar.
Get a second opinion.
Yeah, almost like a second opinion. But that takes time.
Right.
And I don't have time to go just to drop my car off and take another day off and make all that happen. So halftime adjustment, I got to learn more about cars.
Yeah, that's another common theme. You're a lot of, and I respect this, Ryan. Your adjustments that you've made a lot have been within yourself, things that you need to adjust yourself. My theme has been not myself, other people.
Yeah. I'm always trying to better myself, Curt. You know that.
Hey, again, it's Friday. We're recording tonight, so when this comes out on Saturday morning at 9 a.m., the results will be in. Huge game tonight for our Indiana Fever, Ryan. Huge.
Oh, huge game.
Minnesota Lynx, number 3 seed.
Here's the thing. It's huge in the fact that if they keep winning, it's going to be good for the Fever, good for the league.
Yeah.
Fun to watch. I will say this. I think they're in a position right now where like they just got to keep playing well, and maybe tweak a couple things. I still think they need when the big 3 play well, they're probably going to be in every game.
Yeah.
Boston, Mitchell, and obviously Clark. I still, like I said at the halfway point, they really needed somebody else to play maybe a little more consistent, or on a nightly basis, maybe it changes a little bit. Yeah. And sometimes, I mean, Hall's been pretty well. She hasn't shot it maybe quite as well the last few games, but I like win or lose tonight. I think there's still their trajectory.
Yeah,
is still upward.
Yeah,
they're still moving in the right direction.
I think they're pretty much locked in with that 6th spot, as we talked about on the daily show yesterday. Which when I listened to that back today, the numbers I was throwing out there, like who needed to win and lose, I was way off. I mean, it made no sense. I'm listening and like that math doesn't even add up. Like someone had 6 games left, and I was like, well, they got to go 3 and 5. Well, that's 8 games. It makes no sense. So. Again, I've talked about.
We just blame that on producer Dale.
Yes, yeah, exactly. He didn't prep us well enough. But anyway, my point was, they're with 6 games to go, they got to make up to get to the 5 spot, which is held by the Seattle Storm. They got to make up 2 or 3 games. I forget now what it is, but either way, even if that's tough to make up in only 6 games.
It is again.
So when I say it's a huge game, like win or loss, not only, I mean, they clinched the playoff spot. They're in the playoffs. More than likely, they're going to end up no matter what with that 6th spot. I guess when I think it's a huge game, it's because they're playing probably a team that's one of the favorites to win it all.
Yeah,
number 3 seed, and if they can, and they have beat them this season, but it was without Napisa Callejas, who's a top 3-4 player in the league. If they can beat the Lynx with her, I just think it will boost their confidence and be like, okay, now we've beaten the Liberty, now we've beaten the Sun, or we've already beaten the Liberty, we've already beaten the Sun, now we've beaten the Lynx with Napisa Callejas. There's no reason we can't go on ahead and just win the whole championship now. That's kind of why I put it as
that is for sure. Here's I think the way the Minnesota plays, they play with a little bit of that old school gritty defense.
They play great defense.
Yes, they get after you. They're a little physical.
Can't stand their coach, but wow, does she got them playing defense?
Yeah. That's true. No, they play super hard. I think they. So it is a big matchup in that sense if they gain some confidence by beating a team led with by Callejas. Here's the great thing, Curt. I was thinking if they won this, maybe they could get to that 5th spot. It probably the top 8 teams make it?
Yeah.
So
So right now they would be playing the 3 seed.
Yeah. So it would probably be nice for them to get to that 4th, play a 4th, get to the 5th seed if they could.
Yeah.
Maybe they're playing but then they're getting the Aces, so maybe they
want to. And that's the one team they haven't beaten yet is the Aces. They got to play them twice out of these last 6 games.
Yeah, that's true. Here's the good thing, probably for the Fever is once they get in the playoffs, every game is probably going to feel like a home game.
I know. You're right. Well, I mean, I think every game already feels like
probably does. Yeah.
But what a huge advantage they have, even playing on the road and having at least half the crowd is there for the Fever.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, at least half.
Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely a big game. Be fun to watch. I know we were hoping to get together to watch that, but I've got a side hustle working tonight, so.
High school
football starting up. So,
yep.
But yeah, that'll be a good one to rewatch when I get home.
Yeah. And then, also tonight, this will be interesting too. Now they only are going to overlap for a little bit. with the Fever game starting at 7:30, I believe, and then NFL football tonight too, 8:30 p.m. I believe, Packers Eagles. So it'll be interesting to see how the ratings look. Obviously the Fever games have been getting huge ratings. NFL always gets huge ratings.
Yeah.
It'll be kind of interesting to see. But again, they overlap me for a little bit. So.
I gotta imagine that the Packers Eagles game will be a good. I mean, that's an odd Friday night game, but it'll probably draw pretty well being the second game of the season. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. NFL always draws. So, well, speaking of your side hustle, you're working the football game tonight, a little high school football. I know you got to get to it. So I think we stumbled a little bit through this podcast a little bit, Ryan, but ultimately I think we came out on top yet again, remain undefeated, another win. So let's wrap up with our winner of the week in honor of another winning episode. What do you got for your winner of the week?
My winner of the week. I had to think about this one, Curt.
Yeah.
Because it's been a long week, been busy, and I don't know if this carries over to this week. So maybe you'll have to correct me, and you can tell me I'm wrong. But I'm going to give the winner of the week USC football.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if you get. I mean, we talked a little bit about it. I think on the Monday show, the ATR show, daily show. I was impressed.
Yeah.
With.
Would you say? Okay. Sorry to cut you off. Obviously, you're big on USC. If you're giving them the winner of the week, would you say?
Well, I don't want to say I'm big on them. Okay.
Now, my question is, you're impressed with USC, of course. Obviously, would you say though that you were more impressed with USC or less impressed with LSU? And were you surprised by how that game went?
I think I was more impressed by USC.
Okay.
I think the things they did offensively and defensively, I slightly worried for the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think they were going to bring much to the table. Obviously, a storied program, but after the last few years, there wasn't, even with a talented guy like Caleb Williams, it never really looked the part of a title type team, I think.
And when their defense was just awful.
Well, that's the thing. The way they ran around and hit LSU and flew to the football and kind of just played with a sense of their pants were on fire passion.
Yeah.
It was great. I very rarely would just tune into a team that's not Michigan and watch a whole maybe game and be intrigued. And credit to LSU, I think they played hard. So I don't know if I was less impressed by them, but I was definitely impressed by USC, and we're gonna have some good matchups in the Big Ten.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, my winner of the week is Julie from State Farm. I had an insurance claim involving my home. She was awesome. She was so friendly. She gave me all kinds of advice, went above and beyond. She actually even gave me an increase in what my policy was, and just made the whole process very smooth and easy. Again, as I mentioned, one of the least favorite things I like to do is have to do things like that. Get on the phone, figure things out. I hated it. She made it smooth as smooth can be. So I want to give my winner of the week to Julie from State Farm. State Farm, phenomenal. State Farm, if you are watching, we would love to have you as a sponsor at
I want to be in a commercial.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, hey, anything else before we get out of here? I know you're got to get going, but
no, this should be a great weekend of college football. If you're watching this Saturday morning, I'll be down at Crane's restaurant for their Cider Fest, working the bartending area, handing out drinks, cider, and I think some beer drinks. So if you are listening to this Saturday morning, come on down to Crane's in Fenville and say hello.
How long are you going to be there?
I think it starts. I think the Cider Fest is 12 to 5.
Okay, so and I'm assuming they'll have the game on.
I'm not sure about that. They'll have live music, and my phone may have to be playing the game in the background.
Well, I know several of the Cranes that are big Michigan fans. So
well, they are. There, a couple of them are. So hopefully the game's playing somewhere. If not, hopefully it'll be on my phone, or I'll catch it and record it later.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, I actually do have one thing.
Oh yeah.
You were ahead of the game. Breaking news on one of our shows a couple weeks ago. Connor Stallions hired as a defensive coordinator at Detroit Mumford High School. Breaking news, Big Mo let everybody know. He was the first to know. You heard it first here on the Attacker YouTube channel. I got some breaking news regarding that. Unfortunately, the head coach had a minor stroke. I think he's okay.
Oh, wow.
But stepping in as interim head coach for Detroit Mumford High School, Mr. Connor Stallions.
Wow.
Tonight, first game coaching, head coach tonight. Again, not tonight, as in the podcast comes out on Saturday. Remember, we're recording Friday. Right now, it's Friday. So Friday night, Connor Stallions, head coach of the Detroit Mumford High School football team.
Well, good luck, coach. Good luck, coach. Go get him.
All right, Big Mo. Well, have fun. You got a lot of football this weekend. You're going to be at a high school game tonight. Obviously, you're going to be working during the Michigan game tomorrow, but there's college football on all evening and night long. And then obviously Detroit Lions and other NFL on Sunday. So enjoy it.
You know it.
All right, guys, we will see you next Saturday morning, 9 a.m. for the Attack the Rack podcast with myself and Big Mo.
Have a good weekend. Hey, welcome back to Big Mo's Motivational Minute. Might be able to hear it in the background. There's a little PA announcer going off. High school football game tonight. Taking a minute here to shoot this clip. But as I was working this evening and helping set up and get everything situated, it just made me realize, even just putting on something like a high school football game, the amount of people it takes to do that and do it well. And I think back to just maybe as an athlete myself, not always being appreciative, probably to the things that are going around in the background and the people that were putting on those type of events or helping take care of an event like that. So be thankful, be appreciative. Whether it's people you work with, people that are helping you, friends, family, whatever it is, tell them thanks. Tell them you appreciate their time and their effort. Not only might you make a difference in their day, I'm sure it'll make a difference in your day.